So this guy gets hired as a temp contractor for like a month, right? They throw him on a project worth $500,000. 2 years go by, 2 years, and they're still calling him temporary while he's basically running the whole operation. Here's what happened. Before we get into this, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. We drop new wild stories every single day, and you do not want to miss what's coming. All right, now let's go. Let me tell you about the time a company spent 2 years calling a man temporary. One. And then learned the hard way that the word temporary cuts both ways. So picture this. A director, big shot, big attitude, is sitting in his fancy office and his entire business is making money hand over fist. Smooth, beautiful, printing cash. And then one morning, every screen in the building lights up with the same message. Critical error, overclock collision, temporary solution, no longer temporary. And the man who could fix it was on a beach somewhere, not picking up. I'll explain. Okay, so let me set this up right. Years ago, this guy, young, fresh, hungry, lands one of his first ever IT contracts. And listen, we've all been there. First real gig. You want to impress people. You want to do good. Bless his heart. Because the managers at this place, some of the worst human beings to ever hold a clipboard. I'm talking the kind of bosses that make you reconsider every career decision you've ever made. The kind that look at a sunset and think, how can I ruin this for somebody? So one day they come to him and they go, hey, we need you to build us a whole system. Now, this is way out of the scope. This is not what he was hired for. This is not in the job description. This is the kind of project that in the real world costs hundreds of thousands of dollars and takes a whole team. And they're asking one young man to do it by himself. So naturally he says, cool, that's going to be extra, right? And they laughed. They said, and I want you to hear the audacity in this. They said, oh no, you don't get paid extra because this is only a temporary solution. Temporary, write that word down, circle it, coming back to it. It's just temporary, they said. At some point, we're going to bring in real professionals, a real dev team to build the real thing. And then your little thing, we throw it away. Now I need to pause here because the disrespect is layered. It's like a lasagna of disrespect. Every time they opened their mouths, it was temporary, this, real professionals, that, like he's the understudy, like he's the rough draft, like he's the appetizer before the grown folks eat. And what does this sweet young man do? He builds it anyway, out of what he himself calls a misguided youthful sense of duty. Which is the most polite way I've ever heard somebody say, I was young and I didn't know any better. But y'all, he didn't just build it. He cooked. This system he made surpassed everybody's dreams, worked perfectly, saved them hundreds of thousands in development costs, money they did not have to spend because he did it solo. And then his system starts generating colossal revenue, colossal savings. The business is thriving off the back of this one exhausted dude. And here's what it cost him. The whole time he's building this masterpiece, they're bullying him, threatening him, zero gratitude. Not a thank you, not a good job. It's taking a toll on his mental health, and they don't care, because remember, he's temporary, so the contract comes to an end, and he's thinking, okay, they got to see it now. The numbers don't lie. Maybe a bonus, maybe some respect. They offered him a bonus, you want to know how much? It was less than his normal monthly rate for a system that made them a fortune. That's not a bonus. That's an insult with a bow on it. And as they hand him this little crumb, they say it again one more time for the people in the back. Remember, this was only temporary until we get the real team in. Now here's where I need you to understand something about this young man. He may have been inexperienced. He may have been too nice, but he was not stupid. Because from day one, before they ever disrespected him, he had quietly done two things. First, he made sure all his code was locked. Inaccessible. Nobody could get in there and see how the magic worked. Second, and this is the part that makes me want to stand up and applaud, he set a timer, a little ticking clock buried deep in the system. And that timer was counting down from the last time he personally logged in. So if enough time passed and he never came back, the whole thing shuts down. And it doesn't just shut down quietly. No. It throws up that message on every screen, over and over and over. Critical error, overclock collision. Temporary solution, no longer temporary. He built the petty into the product. He coded the receipts. That's a man who saw it coming. So here's what happened. The temporary solution worked so well that you know what they did? They never replaced it. They kept it. The thing they called disposable became the backbone of the whole operation. And then the clock ran out. The system died mid-business. The error message starts screaming across every monitor in the building. Massive loss of business. Chaos. Money evaporating by the minute. And there is exactly one person on this earth who can fix it. So the director calls in a panic, and get this, even now, even desperate, this man still starts the phone call with a bullying, threatening tone. Some people cannot help themselves, drowning and still trying to push your head under. So our guy, calm as a summer morning, goes, yeah, I have no idea what that error is. Must be something y'all did. And listen, I'm fully booked right now. Can't help. And that's the exact second the director's voice changes. Suddenly it's, please. Suddenly it's polite. Funny how that works, huh? Respect shows up real fast when the money stops. But it was too late, so the calls kept coming. And he had a system of his own. Sometimes he'd answer all friendly. So sorry, can't talk. I'm literally boarding a flight right now. Click. Was he on a flight? Absolutely not. He was probably on his couch in his socks, living well. And eventually he just stopped answering at all. Now he asks himself, am I evil? And listen, you are not. Because in every single one of those phone calls, not once did they say thank you. Not once did they apologize for the bullying. Not once did they admit he saved their whole company. They wanted the genius without ever respecting the genius. Oh, and the real professionals, the real team they kept bragging about, they finally got him. It took 3 developers, and it took them 3 times longer to do what one underpaid young man did by himself. On a temporary basis, first they called him cheap, then they called him temporary. Then they called him 40 times in a row, and he did not pick up. So the next time somebody tells you you're just temporary, smile, nod, and set your timer, because temporary, no longer temporary. Yo, this man got played for 24 months and then turned the whole thing around. They were out here treating him like he was disposable, and he made sure they remembered his name. I'm still shaking my head because the audacity, the confidence, the pettiness, chef's kiss. Yo, that sounds crazy.